Hi students, welcome to Popularity Degree and PG College series of e-lectures on computerized accounting. Last 6 lectures we discussed about computerized accounting, accounts, inventory, and the last one is voucher entry. Transactions are recorded in voucher entry. We covered 3 units in that last lectures. Now we are going to discuss about fourth unit. Fourth unit will be, I will open presentation for you. Fourth unit is for receivables and payables management. What exactly the receivables are? Receivables are the, just a moment, minimize the screen. Receivables and payables. First we will understand about payables. We buy raw material and we buy now and pay later. That is called as payables. So raw material is purchased and that was converted into finished goods. Finished goods were sold to some other parties called as sundry creditors. So they will also, sundry creditors will also buy the material on buy now and pay later. They will buy now and pay later. So those sundry debtors will pay the money later. So that is called as receivables. For raw materials we have to pay, that is called as payables. Receivables and payables management is very important in running the business. Whether we are inefficient in inefficient in collecting the receivables, and the problem maybe arises in for payables. If the payables are delayed, raw material supply will be delayed, production will be disrupted, and then the production has to be close. So very important aspect is managing the receivables and payables properly. Take the example of bank. Bank will accept the deposits from the public, will give loans to the industries. If it is unable to collect the money from the industries, it cannot pay to the deposit holders, then automatically deposit holders will pressurize the banks to repay the money, and the bank will lift the hands that I am unable to pay. Automatically that comes under bankruptcy or closing the bank. In the history there are many examples of the banks are there. Coming to the companies will buy the raw material on credit basis, convert the raw material into finished goods and pay finished goods will be sold to the third parties called as sundry debtors. Later will collect the money. Again from the money they will buy the raw material. This is called as account cycle, debtor cycle or collection cycle. That will be called receivables or payables cycle, like that. So there are two things are there we have to understand. One is receivables, another one is payables. Receivables will be are the amount which we are right to collect the money from the either by sale of goods or services. Receivables are two types. One is trade receivables, another one is account receivables. Trade receivables are purely by selling the goods on credit, and account receivables are other than goods. Amount will be amount to be collected from the employees or some other. In same manner, payables are also called as amount due to vendors or suppliers who supplied goods to us. Those are called as suppliers from whom we have to pay. That is called as payables. Those are also two types. Trade payables, purely money due to the people, those who are supplied the goods. Another one is accounts payable. that is other than goods obligations, short-term debts are called as accounts payable. So accounts payable are liabilities and account payables are liabilities and accounts receivables are assets. We can remember sundry debtors we will write balance sheet asset side, sundry creditors we will write balance sheet liability side. Sundry creditors liability side, sundry debtors asset side. So receivables are payables are very important aspects in working capital management. Receivables are two types, trade receivables and accounts receivables. Payables are also two types, trade payables as well as receivables management. If we were not to manage receivables in a well manner, we face troubles in repayment of payables. Receivables were not maintained properly or collected properly, recorded properly, then we will face the problem for payment of liabilities or payables. So account receivables are legally enforceable claims because it is we are having invoices there, that invoice we will record, we will allow credit period. After the credit period or before the credit period, we ask them to pay the money by the customer who purchased the goods from us. Either we will be customer or client. These are generally in the form of invoices raised by the business. So our accounts receivables are in the form of invoices. Receivables management means collecting the payments due for sales in timely manner. That is important here. We sold goods and we forget the person, customer or client, then how can we collect the money? And we have to maintain their records. We have to maintain the credit period. We have to understand whether the credit period is over or not. We have to collect the interest from them. We have to force them to pay, and we have to put efforts to collect money from the clients or customers. That's why management is very important. When we sell any services or products or solutions to our clients or customers, they owe the money. Collecting that money is called as a receivables management. Collecting the money is called as receivables management. Okay? There is in the industry itself, these receivables are the loans collection will be handed over to third parties. Please, you may be understand for the credit card payments, bills receivable, or the loans or bank loans or vehicle loans. You may not face this situation, but there are third parties which will look after these receivables, either commission basis or on percentage basis. Receivables management aspect is the firm's working capital management. Understand? Raw materials, cash is used for collecting buying the raw materials. Raw materials are converted into finished goods. Finished goods are sold to customers. Customer will pay the money. So we have to pay again to the raw materials. That's why it is compulsory to collect the money from the customers. So if the money flow is less, working capital cycle or receivables cycle is less, then more money is in our hand. If the working capital cycle is more time, then the working capital money payment will be money rotation, that is called as working capital, will be difficult. Simple to understand. Usually people who are salaried people will get money either first or second before fifth. Till then they will keep some amount for working capital. If the total amount they spend by the 5th or 10th itself and remaining 25 days, then there is no money in the hands. They face the working capital problems. Then only small salary person is facing the problem of regular daily payments and daily maintenance, understand about the company, if they are not properly managed the receivables. Look at the cycle, operating cycles of receivables. Cash. First we will invest the money, okay, and that money we will use it for purchasing the raw materials. We will make into finished goods. That finished goods will be sold to some creditors or third parties. Receivables we receive. Again, receivables we will get the cash. Again in inventory, raw materials, like that. So, inventory, finished goods, sold, cash, and will be again receivables, like that. A time lag between the sales and receivables create need for working capital. Suppose I am manufacturing a cars company. I manufactured 1000 cars and kept in godown. If there no cars were sold due to pandemic, then how can I get money? Cash. I cannot get the cash. So my raw material is converted into finished goods. Now the finished goods are stopped at the godown itself. That is not converted into receivables, and receivables are not converted into cash. So this operating cycle should be routine. It should have to be run accordingly. Then only money will be available in the hands of the company as working capital. So main objectives of working capital receivables management is increase the sales. When more money is required, you see people, those car companies or motor two-wheeler companies, what they are doing, they are offering more discounts during the festivals. During festivals. Why? To increase the sales. Why they are concentrating on the sales? To get more money. More money they can collect in the form of down payment or whatever it may be, and installments. Then it automatically increase the profits. Sales are increased, automatically profit is increased. If sales are increased, automatically profits are increased. Retaining the customers. Then receivables management, how we can retain the customers? When I approach the cars manufacturing company, it gives more time period, credit period, I mean to say. Then automatically, again I want to buy another car or another two-wheeler or whatever it may be, I will approach the same bank for loan and whatever. So customers retaining, if properly we manage the receivables, then automatically customers will be reduced and increased, and they will hold, we can hold those customers. Reducing the administrative costs. Proper management of receivables automatically reduce the administrative costs. Suppose, whether you will remember or not, okay, China bank is put a suit on Anil Ambani for receiving the money. So that is a cost. Going to the court, to filing the case, and keeping the lawyer, arguing and winning the case, it takes much time, lot of efforts. That is also called as administrative cost or receivables collection cost. Okay, so if the proper management is maintained for receivables, administrative cost will be reduced. Minimizing the capital investment. If there is a time lag between receivables and receivables as well as cash, sundry debtors as cash, and automatically we need money, then we have to borrow from outside. Automatically, when we are borrowing from outside, we have to pay the interest. That cost is called as a capital cost. Minimizing the default cost. Bad debts are there. Banks are creating the reserve for bad debts. We know very well bad debts reserve is there. Bad debts is there, bad debts reserve is there. When those are properly maintained, receivables or loans by the banks, there were no defaulters. There were no defaulters, no bad debts. No bad debts, no bad debts reserve. Then the profit will be high. If the profit is high, automatically shareholders' wealth will also increases. So we already discussed earlier the cost associated with receivables management, capital cost. If there is a time gap between receivables and cash, collection and sales and collection amount, automatically additional capital is required. If additional capital borrowed from outside, automatically capital cost will increases. Collection cost, we have to put more pressure on the people, on our debtors. We have to more times we have to meet them, and these are the some little bit administrative costs for collecting the amount. Delinquency cost, cost of financing the debtors for extended period and cost of additional steps to collect overdues are called as delinquency costs. There are many companies are there which were taken the loans and they are unable to pay the money. So what the banks are doing for that, those NPAs, non-performing assets, are handed over to the third party for collecting the money. That cost should be borne by the bank. Duration of the loan is completed, even after that also, then it is unable to collect the money. That's why third party will take over them. So those costs are called as a delinquency costs. Default costs, amount which are to be written off as bad debts. We are already taken the example of bank, NPA, non-performing assets. That will be treated as a bad debts. Suppose for the bad debts we are creating a reserve, bad debts reserve. That bad debts reserve is debited to profit and loss account, which will eat the profit. Automatically shareholders' worth will decreases. So those are called as a default cost. Costs maintaining receivables management are associated costs are receivables management associate costs are capital cost, collection cost, delinquency cost, and default cost. Right. What are the factors affecting the size of receivables, size of credit sales? So people, those who are most of the customers, when you are giving goods on credit, they will try to buy more and more. If you offer goods more and more on credit basis, then you will face the problem of collecting the money. So what is the exact receivables, exact amount of receivables we can maintain without affecting the working capital? There are some problems in further PG level. You will find out receivables management separate problems. How to maintain the debtors, that there are separate problems are there. So size of the credit sales is very important. That will affect the receivables management. Credit policies. Which one is the best? 5 days, 15 days, 60 days, or 45 days, 30 days. So a company is offering 30 days credit, 45 days credit, 65 days credit. Which is benefit to the customer, person who is buying the goods from us? He will always preferable for 60 days because he will get a time for repayment. But in the case of company, 60 days is very long. So converting the receivables or the debtors into cash, it takes 60 days, 2 months time. In the meantime, we have to pay to the sundry creditors, that is payables. So whenever we are giving the credit period or credit policies, fixing the credit policies, we have to take care which is the best one. And terms of trade, so some shops you will find there was no credit. People will sell only on cash basis, even though sales are less. They will stick to cash sales, that's all. And some companies, they will go for credits for expansion and everything. And by selecting the customer is very important. If the customer is not good, then automatically such company may face the problems in future. Terms of trade, business terms you are fixing, that is very important on the size of the receivables. Expansion plans to penetrate into the market, most of the companies, what they are doing, they will have a godowns at a particular place and just they will drop the goods and collecting the money like that. Then collecting the money by evening or 2 days, 3 days like that. So you may increase the sales, you may increase your business, expand your business, but collection is a little bit difficult. Okay? Relation with profits, receivables are automatically proportionately related with the profits because it is associated with many costs. And credit collection efforts. Credit collection efforts. Some companies will offer the goods on credit, but they are not effectively collected the receivables, then their cash management will be affected, working capital may be affected. That's why depends upon your efforts which you are able to collect, you have to offer the credit or credit period or credit sales. Habit of the customers. Most of the customers will attract to the new companies because new companies will offer the goods on discounts in major heavy lots, giving more credit period by keeping the more credit or due to the old company. So whenever you are selecting the customers, first you have to research about the customers. Who is he? What is his business? Only he is associated with the same business or not? All these we have to research and we have to understand the habits of the customers. And the stability of sales. Stability of sales. If the receivables are properly, we are able to collect the receivables properly, timely, sales will also smooth line and it may not affect. Size and policy of cash discount. To increase the sales, companies will offer cash discount. You cannot offer 100% discount. You have to you can offer the discount some level only, and whether your policy is offering the cash discount or not, that is also depends upon your receivables. Bills discounting and endorsement. Suppose when we are selling the goods on credit, we ask the person to accept the bill, and if the bill is discounted or that bill we can endorse to our creditor, that is also affect the size of the receivables. These are 10 points will affect the size of the receivables. So credit granting. Credit plays a major role in receivables and payables. Basic decisions, then whether we have to go for credit or not. If we want to go for credit sales, and how much credit period we have to keep. Either 30 days or 45 days or 60 days, 7 days, 15 days. That decision we have to understand. Before giving the credit, we have to go for cost benefit analysis. So, what is the cost of the holding the debtors, maintaining the debtors, collecting the debtors, and what are the associated costs? What are the associated costs involved in that, and associated cost and benefits which we have to compare. If the benefit is more, then only we can fix the credit period to 60, 45, 30 or whatever it may be. Positive net benefit or credit granted, we have to choose that one, and that is that based on that only we have to fix the credit period. Credit policies, credit standard or credit terms, collection efforts are very important in this receivables management. Credit policy of the firm provides the framework to determine whether or not to extend credit to a customer and how much credit period. Number one, we have to sell goods. Shall we sell the goods on credit or not? Point number one. If we want to sell the goods on credit, how much credit period we have to give? That is very important in this. Credit policy decision of a firm has 3 dimensions. Number one is credit standard and credit analysis. Credit standard is nothing but a minimum how much time period we are going to extend credit. Credit analysis means we have to obtain the information and evaluate the credit of the applicant. We have to thoroughly analyze the customer. Credit terms, credit period as well as credit discount and collection efforts. Credit period already we are remembering the credit period, and cash discount, no, we are not interested to offer credit basis. Then buy the goods now, then get the cash discount, immediate discount. And collection efforts. Collection efforts will charge, that is the administrative cost, and to the company itself. Now we are coming into the tally, how best the tally will help us to maintain the receivables. So before understanding the receivables, we have to enable bill-wise details, because we are generating the invoices based on one customer to the customer. That's why we have to store or save the details according to the bill-wise. That's why we have to enable the feature called as maintain bill-wise details to yes. To enable this one, first we have to open the company, press F11, select the accounting features. When we press F11, this window will be appeared. Press on select the accounting features, then find out under the outstanding management, you will find maintain bill-wise details, set yes to here. Then we can get the features of bill-wise maintenance. Bills are the invoices which gives the information about debtors or receivables. Now, when we are creating a ledger account of a sundry debtor or sundry debtors group, sundry debtors, it will ask us to maintain bill-wise details bill by bill. We have to set yes here. So I created Rajan Enterprises under the group of sundry debtors. When I enabled F11 feature, maintain bill-wise details, and in the ledger of Rajan Enterprises under sundry debtors, this option is enabled, maintain balances bill by bill. Here we have to set yes. That is second step. Then there are adjustments are 4 types in maintaining bill-wise details or receivables management. Adjustments are 4 types. One is a new reference, another one is a against reference. In this lecture, we understand these two with practical example. And advance and on account, we will understand about the payables management. Payables management. Okay, so we enabled the feature F11 for maintain bill-wise details, and while creating a ledger account, we should have to be remembered to set yes to the maintain balances of bills to yes. So when we enable those, we are getting 4 important adjustments. One is a new reference. Whenever new sales or new purchases are buying on credit or selling on credit, we have to give the reference, new reference of the bill. Whenever we are buying the goods, raw materials on credit basis, we have to give one reference number to the, whenever we are entering the voucher, at that reference we have to give as a new reference, because there were no old bills. That's why it is new reference. And whenever we are receiving the cash or paying the cash against a particular bill, we have to refer that number. We have to refer that number. Okay, you are able to understand or not? So there are 4 adjustments are there. One is new reference, against reference, advance and on account. We understand 2 adjustments. One is a new reference and against reference. Whenever we are buying any goods, raw materials, newly from the new party, we have to give reference to that bill under the new reference. When we are paying cash against that bill, we have to select the against reference when we are passing the voucher, payment voucher. Okay, these two we learn in next video when we are discussing about payables management. Right. So enter bill-wise details, then step-wise, enable maintain bill-wise details. We have to set yes through F11 features. When we are creating the sundry debtors ledger account under the group of sundry debtors and sundry creditors, we have to set yes maintain balances bill by bill. Now next slide, when I am going to show you, I created Messrs. Subhash Traders under sundry creditors group. I set credit period for 15 days. I created a air conditioner as a stock group. I created a number as units of measure under simple units of measure. Already last lectures we discussed about UOM, units of measure is two types, simple and compound. Simple is kg, okay, and a dozen is a compound. So I created stock items regarding air conditioners of types LG 1.5 ton, Samsung 1.5 ton, Hitachi 1 ton, like that. So to understand this adjustment, that is new reference and against reference, so I will look past the purchase voucher. So how I can go for purchase voucher? Go to the accounts, gateway of tally, accounts voucher entry, then press F9, automatically purchase voucher will come. So I selected purchase voucher, MS party name I gave Messrs. Subhash Traders, amount is 5 lakhs, and it is asked, I selected here new reference. I selected here new reference. Reference number I gave here, that is a 501, and credit period already I set when I am creating the Subhash Enterprises 15 days, then amount is 5 lakhs. When I press enter all these, I am getting this window, new reference, reference number is 501, due date 15 days, 1st April to 15 days, it is giving the due date 16th April, amount is 5 lakhs. Press enter, then you will get a voucher, this one. MS, this already in previous slide we saw this one. Now we bought air conditions. That's why purchase, select the purchases. It will ask you about what are the items you purchased. LG 1 ton, 1.5 ton, 10 items, 22,000 each. Samsung 1.5 ton, 10 numbers, 25,000 each. Hitachi 1 ton AC, 1 number, 30,000. Total bill amount is 50,000. Press enter and Y. This payment voucher is same. Okay, that is. Now, with these 3 slides, we understood about the new reference. New reference. Here the new reference number is 501. New reference number is 501. Okay. Now I would like to pay 3 lakhs rupees against the reference of 501. That's why I have to select against reference. Against reference. So against reference will be used for either payment or receivables. Payment or receivables. Okay. So now against reference. This reference is passed when receipt entries and payment entries are against the receipt and payments. At the time of passing original entries such as sales and purchase. So now for understanding, I am paying the money through bank. Through bank. So payment voucher, I have to select payment voucher. Shortcut is F5. Select bill by here Subhash Enterprises. And whenever I selected the Subhash Enterprises, it will ask me about This here I have to select against reference. So Subhas Enterprises bill number is 501. I select 501. 15 days automatically will come. How much amount I am paying? 3 lakhs rupees, and it will be adjusted through bank payment. Okay, so from the receivables we can have the reports. 2 types of reports we can generate. 3 types also we can generate. Those are outstandings of receivables or payables, and age wise, bill date wise or bill by due date wise or bill date wise also we can generate reports. Okay, and live tally we can see that how in live tally I will show you. What are the Subhas Enterprises, how I accounts info, ledgers, display, Messrs. Subhas Enterprises. So when I created the ledger, you see here maintain balances bill by bill. I set yes. I give credit period 15 days. Okay, and then when I am passing the payment voucher, I will pass payment voucher, accounting vouchers, payment voucher, party name, purchases. First we have to understand purchases. Accounting vouchers, F9 purchases. You will find this method. This is called as a invoice method. Click on the voucher for understanding. I will give reference 502 because the 501 already there. For understanding purpose I am giving 502. Same again I will select Subhas Traders. Name and details I am giving. Amount is 2 lakhs. So it is asking about me. 4 are there now. Advance is there, against reference is there, new reference is there, on account is there. In this lecture we learned new reference as well as against reference. So for this bill I am giving selecting new reference 502. You see here, observe here. Okay, this window, it is taking the new reference as a new bill 502, purchases. Here I am having what I am going to purchase. Hitachi, LG is 20,000. Okay, right, Hitachi we will buy. Go down, Hyderabad, go down. 10 items quantity, 20,000. 2 lakhs amount is there now. 20,000, 2 lakhs. Enter. Voucher, purchase voucher we passed with the reference number, new against new reference. Okay, goods purchased on credit narration. Is on credit. And so and so. We will save this one. Save. Now we have to understand about the against reference. So for the bill number 502, out of 2 lakhs, I would like to pay 1 lakh rupees. So I will go for payment voucher. Party name, Subhas Enterprises. Amount is 1 lakh. It is asking about against reference. You see, please observe. Students, please observe. 501 is there, 502 is there. 501 is the earlier one I already created. For understanding purpose, just now I created 502. So this 1 lakh I received against the bill of 502. I am against the reference I am adjusting. 502, 1 lakh. Bank. Payment is through bank. Check number, everything. Check number. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we will go to reports. We understood new reference as well as against reference with practical problem. Okay, we will go to reports. To get the receivables management reports, first go to the gateway of Tally, display, account, statement of accounts. See here, outstandings. Receivables are payables. The bill, Subhash Traders or Enterprises is payables, sundry creditors. That's why we will get the payables. You see here, 501 is there. 501, just a moment. Alt F1 for detail. Look here, 501, which is the old one I created. 502, just a new one I created. Look at here, 2 lakhs is the bill amount, 1 lakh is adjusted, and it will showing pending amount under 1 lakh. Pending amount under 1 lakh. Okay, so that is. So now we are at bills outstanding. It is bills payable. You want receivables? Come to the button bar, click or select F4. Receivables is earlier one, which I already did earlier. Now come to the age-wise analysis. So when you want to aging analysis, whether you want according to the bill or according to the due date. So if I select bill-wise, then it will ask you to about 0 to how many days aging it is asking. 0 to 7, 7 to 15. So that duration, with that duration of that, it will provide you we give 15 days only and give this one, it will display for us. Look at here. So there are the amounts due. Table, less than 7 days amount due is this one. 7 to 14 days there is nothing is there. Okay, na? This amount will be changed after 16th, I think. 15 to 30 days. How many are there? 30 to 40 days are there. Aging analysis, more than anybody is there, 45 days. That they will be taken into account and we will force them to pay early because their due dates are over. That is the advantage of age analysis or aging analysis. Bill party wise, look at this. Subhash Enterprises bills 501 and 502. Powerline computers, one bill is there, PLC one bill is there. Like that. Okay? Right. So this is regarding the reports. Okay, you got, I think. I explained with practical also. Open your computer. Okay, just note down whatever we received here, whatever we discussed here. Note down on notebook. Practice on the computer steps. Easily you can understand. And take an example either from your textbook, if textbook is not available now. Okay, from the either textbook or from internet, any live example for the receivables management and payables management, and with that you can simply understand. Okay students, bye, thank you, meet you in next lecture. Bye.